Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Dow today? So yesterday we were talking about a pullback. I just want to put that level in up there. Then I want to just draw that. Okay. So yesterday we were looking for we had this triangle break. Okay. So here's the triangle. And then we're on the daily at the moment. Oscillators also grouped. We've had a crossover the oscillators here outside the Bollinger. There were lots of warning cells that this move is coming to an end. We accelerated away, and then yesterday we had a bit of an inside bar forming. So, if I look at the daily, there is still a possibility that we come back down to test this triangle break. So we did make an attempt yesterday, and the buyer stepped in, and I'm going to show you now where the buyer stepped in. And there is still a possibility we can still pull back to the bottom here. Okay, so let's just delete that noise, and you can see where the buyer stepped in, pretty much coming to test this breakout. Okay, remember what I say, every tail tells a story, and these gaps always close. You can see here how price accelerated away. Price never came back to the top of this daily bar here, and it accelerated away, and lo and behold came back to close that gap. Okay, so as it stands at the moment, it is looking a little bit suspect, especially with yesterday's bar. But what we need to do is pay attention to the hour or the half hour and see exactly what's going on. Okay, so on the half hour, we kind of rolled over. We had our pullback. We then came to test the 200 moving average on the half hour, and on the other side of the coin, we bounced off the 200 moving average on the hour. Okay, so this is sort of a setup that a little bit concerning. It doesn't give you much confidence to which way we're going at the moment. But this buying frenzy towards the close last night does give some indication that there are buyers sitting here. Okay, and I would have expected that anyway. As I said yesterday, want to see one of these levels here get tested. So this was the previous, let's just focus. So this here was the previous breakout. Okay, however, remember what I say, always look for the inside bar. Where's the inside bar? There's the inside tail there. Okay, so that's inside this bar, and that is the level that you typically aim for. And you can see how we bounced off it, but we also came down to test this level here. Okay, in this scenario here, we kind of didn't really hit any of the inside bars, but we did come and test the breakout level. Okay, so that's kind of played out as expected yesterday, but this falling off at the moment, probably not what I would have been expecting. I would have expecting us to be moving back to the upside. I just want to check the 4 hour quickly. So 4 hour, we do have a breakout of the moving averages. The problem that we've got is we've had a crossover on the stochastics pointing to the downside. Okay, so yeah, I think the jury is a little bit out for me at the moment. What could be forming here is a channel. There's my channel. Okay, so this is what could be forming. We could be starting to set up a channel for the move to the upside. But yeah, I'd like to wait and see what happens on the 4 hour here. I want to see where these oscillators are going to go. Are we just going to sort of meander down again for most of the European session, and then pull the base to get to the upside? So I think for me, I'm really not going to be watching this during the European session. Okay, let's get rid of this. So what we can do is come to the hour, watch carefully what's happening with our oscillators. We need our oscillators grouping to the downside, firstly. And then what I'm looking for is to see what happens with these different levels here. So this is the one level. You can see our price came back to test this break pretty severely. And there's nothing really else that I can see here. Okay, I think for me right now, I'm still fairly bullish, especially with this strong move, but we've sort of had this consolidation, and it's not really a consolidation pattern. Could turn out to be a cup and handle, or alternatively, this could be a lower low here, and then we push down to make a one lower low there and one lower low below this level here. Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of in two minds. We've had the breakout. I'd like to see a retest of the breakout, but then I'd also like to see it stay above the moving average here. So the line in the sand for me, where long entries are off, is below 25497. Okay, so a break below 2497 is pretty much going to indicate that we need to get out of this. Okay. Now the thing is that we are breaking fractals, and we're breaking fractals above the 26 simple moving average. Sorry, the 26 smooth moving average. And that was this one here. And we're talking about the 4 hour, right? So that is an indication that we have a trend change. So right now the markets are pretty flat. So yeah, nothing. I can't really read much into it at the moment. So I think just wait and see what happens. But this 25,497 is a level we need to hold. I just want to pick up another level off the weekly. I want to see what we have here. Okay, so that makes the most sense. You can see there's an inside tail there. It coincides with a couple of other tails here, and we've basically bounced off it again. So that is pretty much my bigger line in the sand, which is 25,100. Okay. Now, if you look at what's forming at the moment, I know it's only Thursday at the moment, but we do have an inside bar forming here. And this, so in other words, what I'm implying is what we could very well see is more consolidation through the week, through today and tomorrow, and that this low holds, and we sort of just bounce around in here. That's going to give us a weekly bar, which would be an inside bar, which is a bullish pattern. Okay, so basically you've had this big sell-off, and now you've got consolidation, and then you'll be looking for a break above the high of the weekly bar, and that would confirm your bullish pattern, and then you have a measured move. And I spoke about this yesterday, which is pretty much this level up here of 2,800. Okay, well, that's still my longer term play. And before we sign off, let's just pop into the ichimoku quickly. So if we look at the week, we're bouncing off Dickinson on the week, okay, which is also a signal of bullish price action. But what I'm looking for is the daily. Okay, the daily, we still are in sort of bearish territory. We need to see a crossover of Dickinson and Kijinson, so we need blue above red, in other words. Okay, so that's what you see here. Then we have a confirmation of the trend change. At this stage, we don't have that. Okay, so you can see our prices come down, bounced off the 200, and then bouncing off Dickinson at the moment. Okay, that just shows you how many people trade the ichimoku pattern. If we just come down to the 4 hour, you'll see 4 hour gives us a little bit of a different picture. We have had a crossover, and we bounced off Dickinson, which is a pretty bullish signal. I'd like to see Chikuspan, the brown line, break through Kijinson and Dickinson, and then what I have is I've got all this white space up to the cloud. Okay, so basically what that means is I've got roughly, let's just be a little bit conservative, I've got a 570 point or 600 point move potential before I would expect any form of resistance. In other words, I want to see a Chikuspan up in this area, and if I look to the left, you'll see that there is a level up here where price would get to. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm reading into it. So I'm still expecting, I'm actually not expecting much of a pullback here. Maybe a little bit of a meandering, but if you look at Kijinson and Dickinson on the 4 hour, we are pointing up. That is an extremely positive signal. The cloud is pointing up. We haven't crossed over yet, so I suspect we're going to move sideways for a bit longer, and we need to see the chicken span break through here. Once that happens, we'll probably see a bit of an acceleration. Now remember, we're entering into earnings season now as well, so anything can happen. Right, and then on the 1 hour, you can see we are above the cloud. Okay, we are now below Kijinson and Tekinson, but Tekinson is above Kijinson. So I would suspect more sideways movement. If you're going to trade the ichimoku, you're going to look for price on the 1 hour bouncing off the cloud, and it'll line up with your levels. So we're on the first level. We're hitting the first level at the moment of 25,645, and the next level is going to be somewhere pretty much around the bottom here, and you can see you've got flat past the cloud here. So this is your line in the sand. If we break below 25,500, then you can expect more downside. Okay, and just coming back to 4 hour, we haven't broken through the cloud. We are bouncing off the underside of the cloud. So the only thing that's positive here is the fact that Kijinson and Tekinson are pointing up. If we look at it on the hour, they are flat and intertwined, which is basically not very bullish or bearish for that matter. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this at the moment. We were looking for this 200 EMA on the hour to give way, and we should be on our way. So I'm looking for longs, and probably going to wait for the European session to see what happens during the European Open. Alternatively, I'll wait for the US Open to see what happens there. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.